Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially less than 24 hours away from the beginning of Season 1 in Modern Warfare, and I actually got to go down to Infinity Ward and play Season 1 a little bit early to bring you guys some gameplay, and at this event, we actually got to see everything that was going to be microtransactions within Season 1, which I believe at one of these events before, we've never been able to see the microtransactions, and if we weren't actually able to show you guys. But in today's video, we're going to be going over everything that is in the Battle Pass at every single tier, how the Battle Pass works, and how much it will actually cost you if you want to buy the Battle Pass. Now, on top of that, there's also some free things with the Battle Pass, like the new weapons that we're going to talk about as well, and I'm pretty excited for it, but there's a lot of things that we actually have to look at, so without further ado, I'm just going to shut up and let's hop in to what this Battle Pass is all about. So first things first, when you boot up the game tomorrow, you're going to see a new tab that is for the Battle Pass, and as you're seeing on screen here, it's going to welcome you to the Battle Pass, and then it's going to give you a big description as to what the Battle Pass is all about. And here is the basic breakdown of it. The Battle Pass consists of 100 tiers of item. 20 of the items that are in this are free. You do not have to buy the Battle Pass and you will still get them. 2 of these items include 2 of the brand new weapons, which are the Ram 7 and the Holger 26. Now, throughout this Battle Pass, you can also earn COD points. Now, throughout the entire Battle Pass, if you unlock all 100 levels, you will eventually earn 1,300 COD points in total. So the question after this is, how much does the Battle Pass actually cost? Now, there are 2 different versions of the Battle Pass. There's one that costs 1,000 COD points and one that costs 2,300 COD points. The regular Battle Pass, the one that costs 1,000, gets you the entire Battle Pass, whereas the other one for 2,300 COD points gets you the Battle Pass plus 20 tier skips. So instead of starting your Battle Pass at 0, you will start your Battle Pass at 20. Now the question is, how do you level up your Battle Pass? Your Battle Pass is simply leveled up by playing either Spec Ops or multiplayer. However, it is based off of XP, so it's exactly the same as leveling up your character in-game. Essentially, at the same time that you get to rank 155, you should also be getting to that final rank in your Battle Pass as well. It's just basically like ranking up 100 times the exact same way. Now, I will say, when we were at the event, they just gave us all 100 tiers, so I'm not really sure whether like things like challenges or weapon camos or things like that count towards that XP earned for your Battle Pass as well, but at the same time, we'll figure that out the more that we play throughout this season. Alright, so those are the basics. Now, let's actually look at everything that is in the Battle Pass, because I will say, there's some pretty cool things that you might not have expected in here. So right away, when you start your Battle Pass, even before you hit level 1, you're going to get 3 things. First of all, Mara, who is a new operator and part of the story within Modern Warfare. The second thing is a skin for Azure, as you're seeing here. And the third thing is a watch, which is something that's brand new and you're going to see a couple times throughout the Battle Pass. This particular watch is actually going to display your rank or your progression throughout the leveling system. As you can see here, it is showing off rank 1. So to start things off at level 1, even if you didn't buy the Battle Pass, you're actually going to get this, but the first thing you're going to unlock is a weapon blueprint for the M4A1 called the Purist. And like I said, this one's free. Even if you don't buy the Battle Pass, anyone can get this one. After that, at rank 2, you get a calling card, and this one actually looks pretty cool. I think they did a pretty good job at all of the calling cards in this game. After this, at level 3, you get a double XP token good for an hour. After this, at level 4, we've got a emblem called Sweet Mercy. All in all, I think emblems are kind of the lamest things in this. At level 5, you got the Black Spike Knife, which is a blueprint for the knife. Then the next one is interesting. At the next level, you unlock a free 100 COD points. So even if you don't buy the Battle Pass, you can still earn COD points and potentially, eventually, buy some Battle Passes with these free COD points, which I think is pretty cool. They've never done that before in any way, giving out COD points whatsoever. After this, the next level is a double XP token good for 30 minutes, and then we have the wrong turn variant for the PKM. And you're going to notice that a lot throughout the Battle Pass, that there are a lot of weapon blueprints. It's kind of their way of replacing camos for weapons, just for individual weapons with individualized attachments, which I think is a pretty interesting way of doing it. After this, we have the Nice Supplies Weapon Charm, which is literally a supply drop, which is kind of weird that they put that in the game. After this, at the next rank, we have a skin for Wyatt, which it's interesting because it honestly doesn't look too different from him normally. Now, after this, we have a couple more emblems, some more COD points, double XP, but then at rank 15 is where it gets interesting. You get the Holger 26, which is the new LMG in the game. And this one is free, so it doesn't matter whether or not you bought the Battle Pass. Everyone who plays the game and gets to rank 15 in the Battle Pass gets this for free, which is pretty damn cool. And if you're wondering a little bit about the weapon, it's a fast-firing LMG with a relatively small magazine size. I used it, and for an LMG, it is pretty damn fast firing. Going back to the Battle Pass though, after this, once again, we're unlocking some more calling cards, COD points, and then our next weapon blueprint we get to is the impossible task for the X16. After that, we move on to a character skin for Recon, which just kind of makes his gear a little bit more green. And then after that, we move on to a really, really cool MP5 weapon blueprint that is called Sand Snake. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorites out of all of them in the Battle Pass. Now after this, we once again dive into some more emblems, double XP, COD points, and then we have a grenade weapon charm. After that, some more XP, another emblem. The next cool thing we get, though, is a a blueprint for the M14 called Stay Frosty. And once again, these blueprints are just guns with their own individualized weapon camos and customized attachments. Now, the attachments don't actually change the stats on the weapon. They're similar to other attachments that are already available. They simply look different. After this, we get into a spray, which you can spray on the wall, 15 minutes of double XP, which seems extremely short, a skin for Alice, and then finally, at level 31, we have our second new weapon, which once again is free, even if you don't buy the Battle Pass, called the Ram 7. Now, this is a bullpup assault rifle, and I got to use this one a little bit, and I have to say, it's actually pretty damn good. Is it as good as the M4? Probably not, but it has a really fast fire rate, and once you get some good attachments on there, I do think it'll be a force to be reckoned with, and we'll definitely see some people using it in-game. Now, after this, after some COD points, we move into the next watch. This one's called the Keeley Campaign Silver, and this one's pretty straightforward. It simply just displays the time. Now, after another calling card, the next blueprint we have is called the Collateral Damage. This one's for the R90, and this is another really cool one. They have a colored barrel on it, which I think looks pretty damn cool. After that, some double XP, some calling cards, and then Hadir's Right Hand, which is actually the sniper that you use in the campaign if you've played that far into the campaign. After this, we have a Proximity Mine weapon charm, and then a skin for Minotaur, which actually does make him look a little bit different. After this, we have some COD points, and then the monochromatic Desert Eagle, which is honestly pretty awesome. It makes your Desert Eagle blacked out. Looks pretty damn cool. Then some XP, another emblem, and then the Trader, which is a weapon blueprint for the Scar 17, and this one makes it kind of look older fashioned, if you ask me, kind of like a desert camo on it. I'm going to stop mentioning the COD points and the XP and emblems because we've seen that a lot, but the next thing that's there is to mention is a skin for Sid, and this one adds some color to her, which I think looks really good in her clothing. Actually changes it up a little. And then we have the new version of the PKM called the Baddie. Adds, once again, blacks out the gun, adds a little bit of red to certain handles. After this, we have a really cool camo called the Long Arm for the Car 98. This one adds a lot of color and probably one of my favorite blueprints out of the entire Battle Pass. After this, at rank 59, we have the Stygian, I think how you say it, for the P90. Once again, kind of blacking it out, adding a couple of attachments to it as well. After that, we have the Buckshot skin. This one is for D-Day, and it actually makes him look like more of a soldier than he normally does. After this, the next thing we have is a new watch called the Disco Stud. This one's basically just a digital watch, kind of similar to what we saw before. After this, the Ejector is a variant of the Model 680. Once again, totally blacked out with a couple of attachments on there. After that, the Sicoli skin for Bale, which just puts a very, very strange looking helmet on him. If anyone knows what they do with that helmet in the military, I'd actually love to know. Then at rank 71, you unlock the Siberian Tiger camo for the Dragunov. Again, this is probably another one of my favorite blueprints. Then moving on to another pistol. This one is the Riptide for the 1911. So as you're already seeing, there is a lot of blueprints within this. After this one, the next weapon variant or blueprint is called the Blowback. This one is for the Mini Uzi. And then in the later tiers, we start to unlock some weapon blueprints that are actually for the new weapons. The first of which is called the Gilded, and it is actually for the Holger 26. After that, we have the Stalker for the Origin 12. This one has an incredibly long barrel and has kind of like a hunting camo on it. That's kind of what I compare it to. After that, we've got the Overgrowth for Grinch. This honestly just kind of looks like the camos he already has on. Not gonna lie to you guys. Moving on from there, the next big thing we have is another watch. My personal favorite watch called the Life Support. It actually displays the amount of footsteps that your character has taken in-game, which is kind of crazy if you ask me that they're actually tracking that. After this, moving on from there, the next weapon blueprint that we've got is the Swampweed. This one is for the EBR-14, another one that just kind of blacked out with various attachments on it. After this, at level 99, you unlock the Corruptor blueprint for the Ram 7, one of the new assault rifles in the game. Now, this one not only has pretty good attachments on it, it also looks really damn cool whited out like it is. And then finally, at level 100, you unlock the Frost Ops skin for the new character Mara, who we talked about earlier. So as I mentioned before, you can buy the base version of the battle pass for 1,000 COD points or $10 about. And then, or you can buy the premium battle pass, which gives you the 20 tier skips for $23 or 2,300 COD points. Now, on top of all of this, they are going to have store items that they've told us that they are going to be selling in bundles. I'm actually going to go a little bit more in depth with that coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. But the other thing that we actually got to take an advanced look at is the new missions. So with the new season coming, the battle pass is coming, new maps are coming, also new officer ranks are coming, and they are adding new missions as well. So these were the things that were already in the game before, where you could unlock various weapon blueprints by completing a set of missions. So they're adding more missions in with Season 1, and once again, these are going to include more weapon blueprints, but also some of them are also going to contain skins for various operators, as you are seeing here. They're going to operate very similar to the ones previously, where you complete challenges, and by the time you complete a set amount of challenges, you are awarded that final item, whether that be an operator skin or a weapon blueprint. Also, I took a brief look at a bunch of these. You can pause the screen here if you want, and a lot of these missions are a lot easier than we saw at the very first missions that were added at the beginning of the game, but that's just my opinion. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. But that is pretty much the battle pass, the store items, the missions, everything that is coming in Season 1 regarding microtransactions. That is it in one video. At this point, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. I think the biggest thing that impressed me the most with this is the fact that even if you don't pay any money, you can still actually earn COD points, and eventually, as you work up those COD points, eventually buy something further down the road. Also, if you simply buy that first version of the battle pass, that for 1,000 COD points, and complete everything, by the end of that season, you're going to have 1,300 COD points and are going to be able to buy the next season pass in Season 2 or Season 3, which is something that Fortnite did that clearly Call of Duty is taking, but I think that's a really good step in the right direction compared to what we had in Black Ops 4. So in my opinion, this is absolutely an improvement on the microtransactions. Now, the one thing that I will say is where this can get expensive is if you buy all of the tiers, because every tier costs 150 COD points. So if you buy all 100 tiers right off the bat, it's going to cost you that entrance fee of 1,000 COD points plus 15,000 COD points. So $150 to unlock every single tier as well. But I don't really see the point in that if you're just going to play the whole season. Just level that up and you can get that for 1,000 COD points like we talked about before. So yes, it can be expensive if you want to buy all the tiers, but you can also do it the cheap way as well. So I think it's nice that they're also giving you that option. But if you disagree with me, you think this is egregious, you think this is terrible, I'd love to hear what you think about the microtransactions down in the comments. As always, I love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, it is always appreciated if you hit that like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, like what you see here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you turn notifications on. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace out. We are